Hey Guardians, CloudLXXXV here, and welcome back to Unseen Destiny 2. Today's video, what remains of the missing Cosmodrome areas, part 2. Firstly, I would like to give a shout out to my clan members Top Glitcher and Movable Formula for helping me gather some of the footage that you're going to see in this video. Firstly, a small update of things that didn't change from last season, so let's get right into it. So here we are guys, we're out of bounds in the breach. I did report in the previous video, in part 1, that Bungie did add an extension to this tunnel. Now there was potential that it could have been used for a lost sector. Slide down, kill some enemies, or work your way up, get into the boss room, kill the boss, open the chest, this gate would open, you come through, go back to patrol, bada boom. But Bungie did announce that they have cancelled all plans to update the Cosmodrome to bring it to parity, kind of like it was in Destiny 1, so that's unfortunate. So we are in the divide, and as you can see, you cannot hit the rocket yard checkpoint, which sucks. And that also means that you cannot hit the checkpoint for Bunker Raz 2, which also sucks. So yes, it's very unfortunate that certain areas cannot be accessed anymore, and never will be. And even though the Devil's Lair strike is in the game, we can't access those areas either on patrol. So my question was, here we are in the rocket yard in the Devil's Lair strike. Can we actually get to the divide though? Do the patrol areas exist on the strike? So that's what we're going to find out. Now we're going to come up here because we're going to pick up the first dead ghost. Yes, you heard me right, the first dead ghost. There is 2 more dead ghosts. The second one though requires a little bit of work, and you'll find out about that later. So right now we're going to head towards where the Plague Lands would be situated. Now the thing is, we knew that the Plague Lands wasn't going to be part of this Cosmodrome, but Bungie could have at least acknowledged its existence, but they didn't. They're acting like Rise of Iron never even happened. So that is one thing that annoys me. Another thing that annoys me is the Cosmodrome wall, and also the breach. Those things annoy me a lot. And look at that, there's nothing behind that either. So there's no remnants of the Plague Lands, no nod to it. I swear, Bungie has just messed with the continuity, because there is present day stuff happening in the Cosmodrome, but they've completely disregarded everything that happened in Rise of Iron. So that kind of annoys me. But anywho, let's continue. We're going to be checking out to see if we can get to the divide. And I am hitting a barrier, as you can see, and there's a barrier there. So we can't get to the divide, but we're going to be taking a little look. A wee look-see. And the audio at this little clip messed up. Only lasts about 35 seconds, it's fine. And look at that, the divide, the entrance to the divide is blocked up there. But there is assets still floating around out there. There's that little room and everything over there. So yeah, we can't access the divide from patrol, which is annoying. So now we're going to be checking out what remains of King's Watch. This area was great in Destiny 1. I remember when people glitched into this area during the alpha and beta, and even in the full release when the game came out. And we never officially got access to this place until House of Wolves, which was the second expansion, or mini expansion. Now you can see there is a room behind all that rubble, so we're going to be getting out of bounds here, taking a look. Now the original way I actually got out of bounds here was from that previous spot I showed you guys. I just flew under the map, but for the point of this, I flew under the map, I got back inside the map here, and since I was showing you guys this, I was like, well, I have to stand outside it, so we'll just work backwards. I'll stand outside, start the video, and then get out of bounds, because there's something out of here that I want to show you guys. Now in Destiny 1 you could jump over that and head in that direction. You can also go to the right hand side, and the left hand side as well. The left is where we're going to be heading in a second. Now, it's not only a blockage in front of King's Watch. There's also a barrier, and that barrier extends all the way from the left and all the way to the right. So there we go. I hit that barrier right there. We're going to jump up and take a look. If we could get there, the load zone for King's Watch would be right around there. You would just touch the wall, hit the load zone. But now, let's continue. We are in the refinery. We're going to be checking out what remains of the Grottoes cave. Now look at that. A part of it still exists. If some of you guys have been watching for a very long time, you may remember on the Devil's Lair strike, I got out of bounds at that spot and I loaded into the Grottoes. There was no enemies, and the opening at the other side was blocked off as well. But of course, in this version, in the Destiny 2 Cosmodrome version, the Grottoes does not exist whatsoever. I was hoping I would be able to load it exactly like I did in Destiny 1, but oh well. Now, you see that gate? There's a room in there, guys, and there is a dead ghost. So we're going to get out of bounds here with this nice Sparrow breach. And of course, to do that, you would need to bring your Sparrow all the way from the beginning, all the way to the end, because you can't summon your Sparrow here anymore. So that kind of sucks. Bring in a fire team, clear all the enemies, or almost all of them, and then bring a Sparrow. Now this clip here, this isn't the original clip. I actually recorded a longer clip, taking a different route. But in Destiny 1, I remember doing it this way. I came off, dropped off the side, I swung my sword to the right because there is a barrier, but in Destiny 2, barriers aren't as effective against, towards barriers. You don't get pushed through them as well as you did in Destiny 1. So I had to modify it a little bit. Instead of taking a right, I take a left. Go around the outside. Still works. Hey presto. So there is the gate. It is blocked or closed. There is a weird barrier above my head for some reason. Strange. Let's head back and just slide under it. And sitting right over here is the dead ghost. I figured since the first dead ghost was in the strike, I was like, I wonder if the second one's going to be in it. And it was, so we're going to revive it, we're going to jump up, look at it. Now Top Glitcher was the first one to activate or recover this dead ghost in Destiny 2. So let's continue. This time we are going to hit the load zone for the Devil's Lair because we're going to be checking to see if there is any remains of the little room behind at the back of the Sepix area. Now hitting the load for this was really, really bad. I'm playing on Series X. I don't know if it's to do with the higher FPS. I don't know, but if I tried to load it from the top, I would usually die, or if I just tried to hit the side, I would die. So swinging the sword was the way to go for me. Now if you guys remember me in Casperity in Destiny 1, we got behind, or we got like to the Devil's Spire bit on patrol by doing this and going underneath. But since this is on the strike, there is a death barrier below you and above you. So yeah, but I can confirm at least that the room at the back of this is still there. You see it? I did die because I kind of messed up. I tried to bring myself up even higher. I should have kept going out as far as I could, but here is a screenshot. So you can see the area back there that would eventually lead into the load zone for the Devil's Spire. So seeing that is still there, that made me very happy. Now we're in the Devil's Lair. This is just before you go into the boss room. In case you have not noticed it yet, there is a scannable. And what does Ghost say? Absolutely nothing. But it still exists from Destiny 1, so that's cool. So now we're going to be checking out what remains of the Grottoes on patrol. So that of course would lead into the Grottoes cave. But as you've seen from the previous couple of videos I have done, it is not there, but there is some remnants of it. So we're going to be taking a little look about that in a second. We're also going to be going back into the mine for something which I have already made a video on, but if you're watching this, you may not have seen that. So I am not simply going to head towards all that stuff floating behind me. I'm going to go right up to the door that is now closed. That was a bad sparrowfly. That's more like it. So there we go, we are standing at the blocked entrance, and of course they removed the cave, but some of the assets still exist. So you would come all the way down here if the cave was still here. Yep. Oh, look at that. Do you see that? The bats are still there. The bats. That's nuts. It's like, hey, we'll take away everything. We'll take away the whole cave, but we'll leave loads of assets, and we'll even leave the bats. Like, like what's going on? It's crazy. So you know what? I actually was flying around out here for a good while, seeing if I could possibly hit a load zone for a refinery that's like randomly floating in the air or something, but of course that wasn't happening. So let's continue. So this time we're going to head towards the mine, and we're going to be taking a look, can't even talk. We're going to be taking a look at what remains of Seraphim Vault. Now, of course, I did already make a video about that, but we do have a little bit of different footage. It was actually the original footage I recorded before I re-shot it all for my video. So it'll be a little bit different. As soon as I load it up, it'll be different. Or not when I load it up, when I actually get behind the door, I should say. So if you guys haven't seen any of those previous videos, hitting the load and popping your super at the same time is very tricky. But I'm not going to have in any of the feel footage like I did previously. This is just going to be a nice clean, hit the load, fly all the way across, get through the door, and the new clip is coming up shortly. There we go, this is the new clip right now. This was the original clip I recorded for the Seraphim Vault video. But here we go, this is what remains of the Seraphim Vault from Destiny 1. Of course, it's, as I said in the previous video, it's not the same version that was in the Taken King onwards. This was like pre-take, this is like true year 1 Seraphim Vault. It's missing like a room there that eventually got changed when that area was accessible. But it's just really cool that this is still here, even though they don't have the load zone in here, you know? And the little room that's missing did not exist. No, or I should say Bunker Warford did not even exist when that room that is missing did exist. It's a little bit mind-boggling. So yeah guys, that is that. That is what remains of the missing Cosmodrome areas part 2. But as usual, I want to give a shout out to my clan, Dead Ghost Guardians. Thank you guys as always. But I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, a comment, or even subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time Guardians, this is CloudLXXXV, and as always, thanks for watching.